Like, what is this idea that status and wealth are the determining factors in the value of one's life? Are some of us really judging people's character based on the car they drive, or the job they have, the income classification, or the attire they wear, the number of followers they have on social media? How about what age is one supposed to be married with kids, or when they should have their life together based on societal expectations? You know, the great career, rock star life, hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. All right, that was Nickelback. But still a dream, right? We live in a time where how much one may spend on their significant other could very well determine if the relationship will work or not. Common debates are who pays on the first date and what type of ring should a man propose with? Does the woman and man split bills? These are often revolving topics in our immediate circles. Now, some of you may be thinking, Jamal, what does this have to do with economics?
What in the world possessed me to start a show about economics? I mean, let's face it, my knowledge of economics up to this point had been minimal. I was just living the only way I knew how, poor. Hard to believe, right? Then, one of the most exciting years of my life happened. I traveled to the other side of the planet, I purchased my first commercial property, and I jumped out of a plane. But more importantly, I lost my job, as did half the country, had to move back in with moms, and I was probably at one of the lowest points of my life. I had no idea what I was doing. Sound familiar? You add in civil unrest, growing sickness, and division of America, and thus you have born Econ Revolt. A place to build relationships, economically educate ourselves, and promote growth. When it's all said and done, we're just trying to make some changes for the betterment of our community.
Hello and welcome to Econ Revolt. I'm your host, Jamal. In today's episode, we are talking about social constructs and basic values. Pretty much, we're identifying how these affect our decision making as it relates to consumer spending. So, 3 points. Point number 1, what are some of the social constructs or basic values that we live by in America? 2, what kind of effect do these have on our economy? And 3, what does this mean for us in 2021? Now, let's remember one thing here. Economics deals with the study of human behavior and the distribution of money. It has been recorded that the number one reason for divorce is money. And I'm sure, just like myself, you've had a falling out with a friend over dispute with finances. Many of us associate with people who make around the same amount of money that we do. You know the saying, birds of a feather flock together? That was kind of corny, but whatever. Could this represent that money inadvertently has a way of affecting our personal relationships? And if it does, doesn't that mean it's affecting our lives? Now, sure, people say money isn't everything, and it's not. I will be the first to tell you that. Tangible assets hold less value than intangible assets. What do I mean by that? It's who you are is far more valuable than what you own or possess. Let's go right into the economic tip of the day. As a rule of thumb, you should always save 20 to 30% of your income. So, if you make $50,000 a year, 20% of that is $10,000. That's $200 a paycheck. Now, if you can't do 200, try 100. And if you need to start even smaller than that, do $50. Sacrifice that one weekend out or that one night of generous spending at the bar or at the mall. Find an extra source of income that does not require an obscene amount of labor. Schedule bank deposit dates with your boo thing, your girl, your man, your husband, your wife. Start planning and budgeting monthly. Now, these are very practical methods that I myself need to begin. So let's vow together to save 20% of our income by any means necessary in 2021. The company you keep should encourage this. What is a social construct or basic value? It's what we think about a thing that makes it true or false, in our perception, of course. Now, we're talking ideas that have been created and accepted by people in society. How do we come to the beliefs that we have in our lives? We could be born with them, sure, like good versus bad. Causing physical harm to another human being is obviously bad. But what about the things that we are taught, the things that we collectively agree on based on where we are geographically? The morals and ethics that we have here in America may very well be different in another country. For example, To some, a belief in a deity or lack thereof could be their reality. Many of us may agree that it is real. Some may agree that it is not real. Something a little more simpler. Holidays, for example. Holidays like Christmas and Halloween, these are perfect examples of socially constructed ideas that a good amount of us unconsciously adhere to. Inevitably, the social construction of an idea can be influenced by who and what is around you. Dang. Y'all get that? Simple stuff, right? Take a look at some of these interviews that we did over the past week. It might help you better understand what I'm trying to get you to understand.
I'm Nathan. I'm from Rock Hill.
Rock Hill, South Carolina?
Yes,
Word,
sir.
word. All the way from Rock. Do you participate in holiday celebrations?
Yes, I do.
Jayliana,
Jayliana
Alora,
and Alora, do you participate in holiday celebrations?
yes.
And where you from?
Here,
From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina?
North Myrtle Beach.
North Myrtle Beach, okay. Do you participate in holiday celebrations?
Hello, my name is Gabriella Harden,
Where you from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Do you participate in holiday celebrations like Valentine's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, or Christmas?
Definitely.
Okay.
Any excuse to celebrate.
Grace Round.
Grace Round.
Yes.
And where you from?
I'm from Maryland.
All right, the first question is, do you participate in holiday celebrations?
Yes, I do. I'm Catherine Floyd, and I'm from Aina.
Aina? Do you participate in holiday celebrations?
Yes.
Yeah? All right.
I'm Tori and I'm from Boston.
Tori from Boston?
I'm Cove and I'm from New York.
Cole from New York. Okay, New York in the house. Is, do you participate in holiday celebrations?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I also did.
Okay, and why?
To spend more time with our family and just get to know them better.
Get to know you, okay?
To hang out with our family and enjoy the company and the quality time we spend with them.
Religion, some, and then just like familial practices.
I like being surrounded by family.
So mostly for family?
Yeah.
That's about what I get a lot.
Yeah, I
And
like giving too.
You like giving?
Why? I just grew up around holidays. I love spending time with my family. Christmas is my favorite. And it's
Awesome.
just a
Sounds
fun
good.
time.
Do you like any other holidays besides Christmas?
Yeah, I like Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Mostly all the holidays, 4th of July. What's another one?
Okay, yeah.
Halloween.
It's always good to celebrate
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah. I like the traditions.
Yeah, traditions, like my family has passed it down. Also, I feel like since now I'm at college, it's a time to bring my family closer together. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't get to see them that often.
So kind of a reason to get back with the
Yeah.
family and,
It's nice.
and you get off work, you get off school. So I guess it works out for everybody. All right. Are you a spender during those holiday celebrations?
Yeah, for sure.
And how much would you say you spend on the most celebrated holiday?
Christmas, probably around like $500 to $600.
$500 to $600? Word.
I'd probably be Christmas, and I'd probably spend like 1,000. Yeah.
Well, I don't have any kids. Thank God. Good. So, not much. I would say 1,500 at the max.
$1,500 max?
Yeah, probably 1,000.
My most celebrated holiday is definitely Christmas, and I probably spend close to like $500 this year.
Yeah, my most celebrated holiday is also Christmas. And I didn't spend that much. I probably spent like $250, $300.
$250. Okay.
Yeah.
I probably spend like around $90 to $100. She lying. Okay, I spend like $100.
$100?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time today. Thanks for being on Econ Revolt.
Thank you.
Social constructs and basic values literally shape how we spend our money in society. What we create in our everyday lives will shape how we live. This has a direct connection to our economy because we are the foundation of our economy. You and me. Yeah, talking to you. You want me to show you? How much we spend during these holidays like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, it weighs heavily on the GDP, gross domestic product. Now I know y'all like, yo, what in the world is GDP? Gross domestic product is how much income the country brings in during a certain period of time. Now the GDP is made up of consumer spending, meaning what you and I purchase, net exports, meaning what we sell to other countries, business investments, such as the purchase of equipment for a business, and government spending based on the goods and services our government purchases. All of this combined is used to measure a nation's health. And these are things that we want to know. So how well we do is mainly supported by you, the consumer. Consumer spending makes up 70% of the GDP. That's a lot of cheddar. That's millions and billions type of cheddar. So 1/5 of that is spent in November and December. Now this is reported by the National Retail Federation. So don't take my word for it. Go check it out for yourself. You can fact check me. But what I'm trying to get you to see is our spending power. It keeps the country in good standing or lack thereof. Meaning the more you spend, the better the country off. The less you spend, maybe the worse the country is. So if your spending power can do that for the nation, what can it do for your family, your friends, your community? Producers are making good profits and laborers are getting their fair share from their contribution. Sure. Consumers get the satisfaction of knowing that they have yet again participated in a cycle of random celebratory events. Producers would not survive without consumers. And on the other side of that coin, consumers need producers. It's supposed to be an even trade. So in retrospect, if I use that correctly, collectively getting gifts for loved ones and celebrating these holidays helps the community. It helps the economy. However, I'm afraid that we are literally just playing into the ideals that are set before us. Producers advertise new apparel or electronic gear or other types of products and services that do not really change but every 10 years or so, essentially selling the same product but different style. Prime examples: Air Jordan sneakers, Apple products, Sony speakers, Gucci and Louis apparel, BMW, Mercedes, and so on. We're essentially buying the same things over and over with maybe a few different changes in design and minimal tech features, but nothing else, and we're okay with it. I like a lot of these brands, by the way. I just named a few just to give them examples. But we have submitted to these brands and accepted this product and pricing model without challenge. And my question is, why are we willing to spend all this cheddar? It could be convenience, status, price, a culmination of the three. I mean, I really want to hear from you. I really like to know what you think. So if you're watching via YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. Or if you're streaming from another platform, head on over to Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter and shoot me a DM. I will respond. That's Econ Revolt on all platforms. ECONREVOLT. We like to spend money, and I get it. That's what it's for. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like to have nice things myself. I'm not really challenging what we get as much as I am who we get it from. Whose bank accounts are we filling up? As consumers who literally drive the economy, I'd pay close attention to this. We are currently transitioning from the old traditional ideas of what our economy had once deemed acceptable to a more free-thinking, flowing economic infrastructure. Would you believe that legislation is sometimes influenced by ideals, aka social constructs or basic values? For instance, same-sex marriage and relationships mostly have long been socially constructed as negative. That is until recently our government sought to ensure that same-sex couples have equal rights. African American men and women less than 60 years ago had to have legislation passed for equal rights. The immigration reform under Obama's administration made it to where immigrants can become legal and get the benefits of American citizenship. The smoking age literally changed last year from 18 to 21. States have legalized marijuana and are now seeing millions of dollars in tax revenue. The same product that has placed millions of Americans in prison is now being sold in commerce. You still think these ideas have no effect on the economy? The consumption of something that was illegal and bad is now being used for something good as far as it pertains to tax dollars. But we now have people who are holding positions in office to overturn some of these values that we have once frowned upon. This is called the law of unintended consequences, changing models that worked 60 years ago that no longer work now. Our lives are literally dependent on what we agree to as a society. So what kind of things are we agreeing to as a society? It's a question to throw out there. And what does this mean for us in 2021 and moving forward? At Econ Revolt, we believe we have the power to create positive change in the midst of a divided, suffering nation. Our goal is to influence ideals and beliefs for the betterment of our communities. So I know some of you are saying, how, Al Jamal? How? Share this show. Share this podcast. We are beginning phase 2 of the show, where we will begin to promote small-owned businesses for free. That's right, you heard me, for free. In Myrtle Beach and expanding to other cities like Raleigh, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out at Birmingham, I used to live there. Jacksonville, Florida, and many more places to come. We are also going to start having guests. So let us know if you'd like to be a guest on the show to add some value to our community. Now, naturally, we'd have to have some kind of preliminary discussion, but the goal is just to, help each other out and help move and progress forward. Now, it has been stated that the lack of education breeds poverty. So it's only right that we start with education. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Seeking knowledge is key to our understanding of how to create change, how to thrive and accomplish goals, how to keep up with development, and how to truly measure one's ability. We want to really connect resources with those who need them and build relationships with those who want them. Now, some of us have gone to a everyone for self kind of mentality, and that's due to people's trust being compromised. And I get it. It's just, no matter how we look at it, we must do this together. I know it sounds dreamy, but it can be done. Let's create a culture of supporting each other monetarily normal.
My homie Juice got me drinking vegetables. As intellectuals, we work and drop collectibles. Bonds be feeling imperceptible. Nobody's born alone. Black women are incredible. Time takes a lot but gives you lessons back. Building a black Madame Tussauds the way I bless the wax. Forever, it's whatever. You can get whatever.